Chris Stephens.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. I refer to my register of interest, my position as chair as a PCS parliamentary group, my membership of Unison, Glasgow City branch. Mr Deputy Speaker, they started with clapping workers on the doorsteps and they're ending with clapping them in irons. Each of the staff mentioned in this bill worked hard to protect our communities through crisis after crisis. But if they now wish to protect their own families, then they're now being threatened with dismissal. The false respect shown to them for their dedication and commitment has now been a removal of their most fundamental human rights. None of the countries that they've mentioned, and mentioning the ILO, none of the countries mentioned have the restrictions in terms of balloting and notification requirements for strike and do not impose those. So if they are want to be consistent about the ILO, then let's bring back the trade union bill and let's discuss those thresholds and those restrictions. Mr Deputy Speaker, another problem with the bill is the issue of arbitration. Now, in Europe, there's a social partnership model to these things, so workers and employers try to reach agreement on things. But the bill's proposals seek to remove the Central Arbitration Committee, and that would turn cooperation into conflict. And we're now being advised that it's this Secretary of State who would be the sole arbiter. This Secretary of State, Mr Deputy Speaker, whose arrogant and ignorant performance this afternoon showed us everything that we always suspected, that they're clueless when it comes to industrial action. This is the Secretary of State who tweeted last year that called the weekend a non-strike day. And he's to be the one that's to be the arbiter of this. As Dennis Healey once said, there are some people, Mr Deputy Speaker, who should be gobsmacked at birth. And there are, Mr Deputy Speaker, the issue of using trade union activists as a weapon. That trade union activists will be picked to be the ones attending work, and that they're going to be the ones who are going to be challenged to cross a picket line. And if they do not do so, they will be dismissed. A completely disproportionate action. And in Europe, actually, Mr Deputy Speaker, what happens is the norm that they would lose their pay, which would be seen more proportionate than automatic dismissal, with no protection to take that forward to industrial action. So, Mr Deputy Speaker, I will be fundamentally opposing this bill here today, tomorrow and any other day of the week. Thank you.